Hey, secondhand soul fans. Hey, secondhand soul fans. It's me, your friendly neighborhood soul man, Lyle Dynamite Miller. And I'm here tonight with
Kathy Fern.
And the sax man, Dave Drower. How's it going, everyone?
Hey, everybody. And welcome to our second episode of the Secondhand Soul Band Show. We got a great, exciting show for you once again tonight. It's Saturday night, and it's showtime for Secondhand Soul Band, no matter how we do it, baby. So tonight we're going to be covering some venue news. We're going to have a venue spotlight where we showcase some of the places that we're playing. Dave and I are going to do our famous segment, overrated, underrated. Not famous yet, but give it a few months. And then Kathy has a new segment. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And then there's another segment called How to Be Artgos, ARTGOS. I'll explain what that is later. Then, of course, we'll have our Q&A. So I want to remind everybody right at the top of the show here that you can go ahead and comment on Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube, comment there, and we'll respond to your comments at the end of the show, or if you have any questions. So why don't we get the show started? How was everybody's week? Kathy, what'd you do this week?
You know, my week was great. I was able to get out and see some friends, some real estate friends for dinner and drinks. It just felt so good to be out. Hi, Melissa and Anna. And we went to Coletti's, a place that we play, and they have fantastic. Lab on behalf of the Winnetka Park District starting at 7 p.m. You can tune in from our Facebook page, and then we'll be returning to the venue we spotlighted last week, Richie's in Schiller Park, 9812 West Lawrence, on Saturday, June 20th, from 7 to 10. He put together a really nice outdoor patio space, and we're looking forward to seeing everybody again. You definitely want to make reservations for this show, as there is limited capacity to stay in line with the new state rules of reopening. How's your week, Dave?
You know, my week was interesting, like it always is, everyone. You know, don't have kids, don't have the teaching gig, sort of, you know, it's summer break now, so I'm all to my own devices. So, you know, night owl, up all night, and I'm getting up. My dad's calling me. He's on the way home from work. So, yeah. It's been a good time, though, because I got time in the studio, and I'm getting ready for these shows we got coming up this week. I hope our fans are as excited as I am. I really cannot wait to get back on stage.
Oh, man. It's been too long.
Yeah,
way too long. Yeah, this week I actually had to. I'm sorry, Dave, were you going to say something there?
No, take it away, my brother.
Yeah, I had to go into my office job at the theater. I work at the Black Ensemble Theater. And we're getting ready for getting the place together for reopening and making sure we're adhering to the safety standards. So I had to go in and clean up. You know, my desk it's awful. It's a mess. So I had to clean it before they do the cleaning. Like I had to do a cleaning. But on the bright side, I found some Girl Scout cookies in my desk. 2 boxes. They were about 4 months old, but not open. So
are they good? Are they still good?
Well, you know, ask me again at the end of the episode.
We'll find out.
I'm waiting to find out. They tasted pretty good going down, but we'll see how.
Let us know
how things turn out after that.
Well, let's head into some venue news. So, you know, as things start to open up again, I'm sure the local bars and restaurants are excited, as we are, but they're also navigating a new way of running their businesses. I saw a post that reminded us as customers to be patient as the servers have to jump through more hoops, and your experience may not be as exactly as it was before. So don't forget to not just to tip, but tip heavy, especially if there's musicians in the house. They're at a much more limited capacity, and the opportunity to make money has diminished greatly. So we want to make sure we take good care of all those people. Also wanted to mention that our very dear friend Dave Downer, who just got out of the hospital for a ginormous kidney stone, he's putting together a new project. I've known Dave for a really long time, and besides being an amazing musician, he currently manages the Rhythm Rockets, a jump swing rhythm and blues big band that's been around a long time, and they have a great following. But now he's looking to put together Chicago Soul Connection, a 1960s soul rhythm and blues group, and he has all the pieces except for a vocalist frontman. So if you are fitting that description and you want to work with a quality band, this is the gig for you. You can find Dave on Facebook or also in the Chicago Musicians Network, a Facebook group. And now we're going to spotlight a venue that, like we do every week. Dave, take it away.
All right, as I mentioned last week, we have a special relationship with venues, park districts, all the places that people go to hear music. And as this partnership develops, we want to spotlight those businesses that we work with and we hope to work with and that are in our local area. And just to let you guys know about what's going on musically, as well as just what's going on with their business, because COVID-19 is definitely taking a lot out of not only musicians, but restaurant owners, bar owners, and all the other people that do so much great work in our community. You know, all those second jobs that many of the millennials like myself have. Right. So, Kathy, what news do we have this week?
Well, this week we're going to spotlight the Cara in Edison Park. And I reached out to Sean, the owner there, and he's always been great to us when we've played there. So he responded via email that, yes, it is definitely trying times, but they're trying to make the most of it. They did expand their patio capacity for the increased interest in outdoor dining. And they also added some string lighting, some other small touches to make it more attractive. They're also looking at moving some of the live music to the patio, pending the return to normalcy. Awesome. They're still doing curbside pickup, free delivery. That's nice. And then changing their menus to allow their customers to choose from both the Cara menu, and they opened up a new Mexican restaurant called Que Anda. And it's proven to be immensely popular. In addition to all that, they're still offering their most popular draft beers and select wines to go. So they've done some remodeling in the form of redoing their wooden floor surfaces and bar tops to make them shiny again. Just strolling along, keeping it going at the Cara. So he's welcoming us back when they're ready for us, and he ended it with, "Here's health to your enemies' enemies. Sláinte." Sean G.
Oh, you know what time it is for?
Oh, yeah. It is time for Over Underrated.
That's right. That's where Lyle and I, we talk about how we think artists of all age groups, they might be alive, they might not, but are they overrated or underrated in the public today and when they were alive? So who do we got this week, Lyle?
Well, this week we're going to spotlight. We got somebody special for you. How about it for Michael Bolton? Michael Bolton. What do you think? What do you guys? And by the way, we still got the chat rooms open. We want to hear your comments on whether or not you think Michael Bolton is underrated or overrated, or if he's just right. So, Dave, what are your thoughts?
Interesting pick this week. I did obviously not pick Michael Bolton. I think he's maybe a little bit overrated. He's definitely not underrated in my opinion. I'm going to let you get out some of your facts before I lay some research on you. But this all afternoon I've been listening to Michael Bolton, so I got some fun stuff for you.
All right.
Your neighbor's going to say, Dave.
All right. Well, I'll get a little bit into Mr. Michael Bolton because I think he's actually underrated. I think Michael Bolton is underrated. His real name is Michael Bolton. This cat started out in a group in the late 70s. The group was called
Blackjack.
Blackjack. This
That's
is a
right.
rock group.
They opened for
actually.
Ozzy Osbourne. Once.
Yes.
Once.
And
Once.
they actually opened for Ozzy Osbourne. Nice. And when Michael Bolton was in Blackjack, he sounded like Crapjack. He sounded terrible. He sounded like every other screaming rocker, but without any identity or any individuality.
Okay.
Then he started singing soul music, and he found his home. There was,
soul music. Really, you're gonna put it in that category? Because I've heard these funny pianos. It's like so 90s, late 80s. Like it's. I can't say soul. He even has one what is like soul provider, and I was like, oh man, we got to get a killer bass line on this one, and it was like, no, he wants to be the only man giving you money. So
see, he's right there on the cusp of top 40 and soul music. He's right there. He's soul music that you can play in an elevator or a grocery store.
That doesn't make it soul music, my man.
In the 80s and 90s.
In the 80s and 90s, so you couldn't play real soul music in the 80s or 90s. You're proving my point. Like
well, yes, but I mean, Michael Bolton, as the artist, as the vocalist, the man had soul. The voice, the soul is there. The effort in his voice.
It sounds like he's trying too hard.
Range.
Like he doesn't use falsetto at all. But he only has like one singing like style, and then. Every single time, I'm like waiting for a different timbre, for the different songs, and it's sort of like the same. And he could sing. He had 2 top #1 billboards and 10 top albums, but he only had 2 really make it giant. So
he's a songwriter too. I found someone the song by Cher that was her big comeback song. He wrote that song and he covered that song. So. He's also a songwriter. He has some other hits out there, and he did a duet. He was one of the Pavarotti and Friends. He's one of the friends in the Pavarotti and Friends special. He actually did an aria with Luciano Pavarotti.
Well, he definitely he has that tone of voice, but just as singing goes, yes, he can nail the pitch, and I do like when he does try to sing high. It sounds higher than it is just because, he has to put in that effort, or that's his vibe, which is totally cool. But like last week we had Stevie Wonder and you come on, like the singing, it's not even. Well,
no.
That's why
compare Michael Bolton to Stevie Wonder. That's a whole different.
Exactly. Michael Bolton, like he's getting the elevator credit he deserves, in my opinion.
This cat, yes, he gets a lot of praise, but I don't think he gets enough credit for his vocal ability.
I knew you were going to say that.
A fantastic singer.
I knew you were going to say that. Well, yes,
he's an underrated singer.
Underrated.
Definitely underrated singer.
And again, I was saying this last week. How are you going to rate what people think about his singing, in general? And as an instrumentalist, I always think about like killer singers.
He gets the Nickelback rap. They always like how they make fun of Nickelback, but Nickelback. That's
and that had to do with his hair as well. Like he had the party in the front, party in the back. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely those 80s. Like, come on. He fit the
guys? I think this is Dave being younger than us, Lyle, not appreciating it, living in the 80s and 90s.
Come on. And I was thinking about like people today. There's so many guys that are going to be like in that same nonsense category.
He was cool when he was cool. Put it that way.
He was, and
right. When I was in elementary school, exactly.
Okay.
That's okay. I don't care about old guys or whatever. I'm just saying I didn't hear a ton of variety in his sound, in his timbre, and for a singer, I think that they need to be able to, they have to be diverse in their sound. Yes, absolutely.
Should we bring up
you
one more time?
You deserve more credit than Michael Bolton, honestly, Lau.
I appreciate it.
It's
But
true.
we're talking about
we're
vocal
talking about
timbre.
over and singing quality. Like, come on. All right, this is gonna be forever. But I think he's getting enough credit. Yeah.
I think he gets enough credit as an artist. I don't think he gets enough credit as a vocalist. I think that he would
I'll
hand
take that.
a
That's
lot
fine.
of
That's fine.
so-called tenors they're behind. Put it that way.
Well, yeah. I'm not going to disagree with you there. Yes. Okay. All right, Kathy. As you could tell, this is like Lyle and me on the way to a gig. This is,
This is it.
Yep.
If you're in the backseat of the car, this is what you would
That's
do.
right.
Right. Once
The
they
whole
figure
ride
out
to the
where that third door is, and get into the car. All right. What do we have coming up next? Oh.
Now we have a new segment that Kathy's gonna take over, and that is called.
Do you hear the
You
words?
understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
That is one of my favorite scenes of all time. I just needed a reason to use that clip. So this new segment is all about lyrics. Many of the songs we perform, you've heard probably a million times, but how often do you stop and really hear the lyrics? Today we're going to talk about one of our audience favorites, What's Going On? It's a very powerful political song performed by Marvin Gaye. And the lyrics of the song are inspired by violence and police brutality in America, very topical today. One of the song's writers, singer and songwriter Ronaldo O.B. Benson of the Four Tops, was inspired to come up with this song when he witnessed violence and police brutality while in Berkeley, California. On May 15th, 1969, Benson had just arrived with the tour bus of the Four Tops in Berkeley and saw a group of anti-war activists protesting against the Vietnam War. That unfortunate incident was later known as Bloody Thursday. Bloody Thursday was the day that Vietnam War came home. The streets of Bohemian Berkeley, the New Left's West Coast headquarters, became a bloody war zone. Martial law was declared, a curfew imposed, and National Guardsmen with unsheathed bayonets and live ammunition occupied the town. Benson was shocked to his core to witness the sheer amount of violence and police brutality marring the protest. Absolutely saddened by the shocking things he was witnessing at the protest, Benson said he asked himself a number of questions, one of which was, what's happening here? Later, during a meeting Benson had with his songwriter friend Al Cleveland, he brought up the topic of Thursday. Cleveland later went on to compose a song based on the concerns of Benson about Bloody Thursday. But after the completion of the song, Benson approached the members of his group, the Four Tops, and discussed recording the song with them. But they told him they were not interested in recording it. And why? Because it was a protest song. Benson tried defending the song by telling the other members of the group that it wasn't a protest song, but rather one that was about love and understanding, and that he wasn't trying to protest, but just wanted to know what's going on. After the Four Tops refused to record the song, Benson gave it to singer Marvin Gaye, who went to modify the song in the following ways. Since the song was untitled when it was given to Gaye, he also gave it the title, What's Going On? While Gaye was working on the song, he was inspired by the numerous social problems that were then going on in the United States. One such social ills was the Watts riots of 1965, which took place in Los Angeles and left as many as 34 people dead and over 1,000 others injured. In addition to that, Gaye was inspired to write the lyrics of the song by conversations he had with his brother Frankie Gaye regarding Frankie's tenure in the Vietnam War, as well as the tragic death of his cousin in the same war. According to Gaye, he just couldn't go on singing love songs when the world was exploding around him. As the lyrics say, don't punish me with brutality. We could talk about this subject for 3 hours, but we just wanted to give you a taste of the much deeper meaning of some of the songs that we do. If you want to learn more, of course, there's always Google, but you can start at songmeaningsandfacts.com, which is where I've got this information from today.
Yeah, that's hip. That's a hip report, Kathy. That's very interesting about that song. And there are a lot of parallels there with things that are going on today.
Absolutely.
So,
sounds like we need to write a song about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, once Lyle and I can get back in the studio, because, man, that's another thing I've been missing, being able to create originals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the situation's caused a lot of problems in our little roadmap to success.
For sure.
Yeah. It was a huge pothole. It's more, a sinkhole. It's more like it actually.
Right.
Dave and I were getting together a couple times a week, getting new material out, and it's always like that when you're developing lyrics. We write about our own situations because you're the best translator. You're the best person to tell that story, and so Dave and I get together. And we're trying to think of new material, and of course, you want to think of something that's going to be hip. What are they going to be dancing to? But also,
that's the feel. That's the feel.
But it's also what we go through all the time. What our lives are like. How we're just like everybody else, except we sing and we play instruments. And using the song to create a relationship, a conversation with the audience. That's what it's always about. So when the Secondhand Soul Band gets together and we get our original stuff together, it'll be our love letter to all of you people out there who come and jam with us.
That's it. And we're gonna have to save some of the stories for when we release these songs, because it's always so interesting to me on how every single song got created so differently and so randomly.
Yeah.
These lyrics somehow went perfectly for this groove that we created, and so it's magic when Lyle and I get together. So as you could tell, we've been dying for this thing to get cured and move on. So this week, man, we're starting with that live virtual show, which is going to be awesome because we're going to be down in Brookfield.
It's going to be great at the Jam Lab. We're actually we were planning to do something there earlier, but everybody's plans are gone. But it's still a great venue, and this Wednesday we're going to be able to be there, and all of you guys can be there too. But because it's going to be virtual, you'll be able to see it right here on this channel. Just tune in, and you'll be able to see us at the Jam Lab jamming.
That's right. All right.
Let's go to the next segment. We've got one more from Lyle. How to be Art Ghost. Lyle, what is Art Ghost?
All right, Art Ghost is kind of a hashtag I came up with. It's not a word. That's me being Art Ghost right there. Art Ghost is always ready to get on stage. And in the How to Be Art Ghost segment, I'm going to just share a little bit about how I'm Art Ghost. And if you've ever seen me perform and you want some tips on how to be Art Ghost like me, then you should pay attention right here. Today we want to talk about when you get on stage, how to enhance your show. All right, here we go. Drink some water.
It's the simple things. It's the simple things, right?
So the thing is about water is when you get on stage, you're out there, you're performing, you get thirsty, your throat's dry. Most of the time when you're drying up like that, it's because of your nerves. But sometimes you're just dehydrated and sweat. It's hot. The light's on you most of the time. The thing is, you're guzzling water, trying to quench your thirst, trying to stop the sweating, but you didn't do your homework. The homework is a couple hours before the show is when you drink your water. I usually try to get about a liter of water now, a couple hours before the show. And that way it's in your body, it's in your system, and you're being hydrated already. So you don't dry out. You'll notice even while you're performing that your mouth's not getting dry. You're not even really thirsty. You're still sweating, but you don't feel like you're going to choke.
Right.
It's because the water's already in there. It's already doing the work. If you force it down in the middle of the show, you're just going to upset your stomach. You're going to be belching. And so it's ridiculous.
Yep.
But,
you have to run off stage, go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Fit that in.
Right. Yeah.
I had a voice teacher tell me once that your vocal cords and where you actually swallow your drinks and your food are two different areas.
Yeah, right.
So it's not like you're wetting your whistle. That's not really what happens. The water has to go into your body and come in through the inside your body to make your vocal cords hydrated. So if you're drinking water on stage, it's way too late.
Yep. It's like singing in a swimming pool at that point. It's not going to help you.
Nope.
Well, in all those summer shows, man, like that's how we learned. We learned the hard way of really how to be hydrated in a quality way. Because once it's 90 degrees, you're on a cement, stage, and the sun's like right on you. If you didn't prepare correctly, then yes, you're gonna be suffering big time. I remember I was drinking too early, and then literally, we're in the car, and I'm like, oh man, we gotta stop. So
yeah. And those hits are like 90 minutes out. Like we're in the car, Dave and I for 90 minutes easy going to these places, and we got to hit the John 10 minutes after we leave.
That was the days of traffic, man. I was in traffic the other day. I couldn't even believe how quickly I hate it again.
I know.
Like I missed it. I was like, oh, it wouldn't be bad to be sitting in traffic. And then I did it like 2 days in a row, and I was like, oh Jesus, this is.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the little
For
things.
sure.
Those are the things you think about when you're on lockdown. It's like, well, I don't miss that.
Yeah.
I don't miss traffic.
But missing the gigs.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Yes.
We're getting there.
Yes.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Getting there slowly but surely. We're going to be partying, social distance. From a distance, you look just like a gig. Okay. Well, we're getting close to the end. Do we have any Q&A? Yeah, that's right.
All right, now's the time where we answer all your questions on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you have any, shoot those our way right now, and we will be happy to be answering them. I have a question for Kathy, though.
Yeah?
What show are you most excited about? Is it the first one back? Because what do we have, 3 of them this week?
2 right now. It looks like the weather's not going to hold out for the 3rd, so still talking to the owner about that one. That's always something we have to take into consideration is these outdoor gigs. There's always a weather factor, and got to have a plan B, and sometimes there is no place to go if it rains or whatever.
Yeah,
if it's too hot even. So I think I'm looking forward to both of them for different reasons. Like the first one, that Jam Lab stage is fantastic, and it's just going to look so good. The Colin Peterick does an amazing job, and we're going to have so much fun doing that show. That'll be our first time back, really. But then we get to see everybody in person on Saturday, so the vibe from the audience is what we really miss, and that's going to be amazing just to feel that love again and be able to give out the energy that we create as a band. How about you guys?
Yeah, God, it's always the same when I'm on stage and when I'm around you guys. I'm excited about it all the time. Even rehearsal, I'm excited then.
Yep.
Even then.
Oh, this is
we have a lot of fun.
This is even bigger though. Like, I'm excited for that next one that's happening. Like, bam, and then because it's gonna be a big release. Yes, it's a long time coming. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm an old man, so the knees are only going to last so long. They got to get the gigs out.
It's like that first motorcycle ride, after I get to take my bike out, and it's been like a month and a half, and everyone's like, thinks I'm crazy because, it's negative, whatever. But it doesn't matter because as long as there's no salt, I'm ready to go. So as long as we are able to play together in the same spot.
In whatever way.
Hey, it's happening. It's happening.
That's for sure.
That's right.
All right, well, on Wednesday, June 17th, 7 p.m., we're going to be online via our Facebook, and it might be simulcasted, I think, to YouTube as well. And this is going to be the whole band, all live on one stage.
Performing?
Yes. So, so you're gonna want to be on for that. What else do we have, Kathy?
I just want to remind everyone to make sure you sign up for our mailing list. Go to our website, secondhandsoulband.com, and then also like our Facebook page, and you'll get notifications every time we go live. So you don't forget to watch us because we love to hear from you guys. Lau?
We miss you guys, and hopefully we'll see you all at the virtual show. Or you'll see us. And we'll see a few of you at the hit on Saturday. Is it Saturday that one is, or is it Friday?
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. We'll see you Saturday at Richie's. And Richie, we'll see you Saturday. And everybody stay safe.
Secondhand soul
And keep your social distance. And everybody, good night. And we'll see you next time. We gonna slide. Ooh.
Hey, secondhand soul fans.
All right.